They don't have a chair for Skeletor?
First of all, let's get into. Let me get the picture up because it takes me ages to get these things out, and this thing is just annoying. All right. First of all, John Wick 4 trailer dropped a couple of days ago.
John Wick 4.
There you go. There you go. What do you reckon? John Wick 4 trailer dropped a couple of days ago. Now, Davey, what did you think of it? The trailer.
It was cool. I mean, after the end of John Wick 3, I was kind of wondering, like, how are they going to... I mean, obviously, they kind of segued into, like, this will continue. But at the same time, I was just like, I mean, how much more story can you tell? Like, we've already had this guy hunted.
Yeah, here we are. They found a way.
Exactly. I'm like, how much more story can you tell? Like, this guy's going to wake up from a coma and still be hunted by more people. And then is this shit ever going to end? Will they ever stop? Will they ever stop hunting him? And then when you think about it, like, this first started off as a movie of a man getting revenge because they killed his dog. And like now it's like spiraled into something like crazy, you know? Okay. But I love the franchise. It's kind of like the rebirth of action movies, to be honest with you. Like we haven't seen action movies like this in a very long time. We haven't seen choreography like this in a very long time. We haven't seen fight scenes. And honestly, like he's been bringing in people from like kind of like that are known from different genres, you know? Like we've had the people that from the Raid come in and work on this movie, you know? So that's huge. And it's also introducing a Western audience to those Eastern influences. So I think it's dope. I mean, although I feel like, we're getting to the point where it's becoming a bit cliche, I still like what the film has to offer because let's be honest, like, John Wick has been adding a lot to the world in regards to like at least action movies.
Well, I watched it and I thought the trailer looks like it's on par with the rest of the movies, all the other three. So it looks like it's on par. It looks exactly like it. I love the world, the comic book world, kind of the under comic book world that they've built with the hotel. What is it? I can't remember that place. They're thinking about making a spin-off about, the hotel you're not allowed. Let me know below.
What is it? The hotel, starts with a C, the Continental?
Yeah, that's it. I like the world they live in, like that nobody else knows about, Speaking of which, I just want to say is one of my
spinoff is Ballerina, though.
I only don't know much about it. All I know is
spinoff. Okay, so let me just throw it out there. There's a spinoff to John Wick coming called Ballerina. I don't know much about it, but I know that it has been announced. And see, this is the thing about John Wick. Again, John Wick has created this universe where it's big enough where now we're starting to get expansive universes, which honestly I wouldn't mind. Like I wouldn't mind getting like a backstory on like Morgan Freeman on Lawrence Fishburne's character. That'll be a pretty cool thing to do. Like getting background stories on some of these characters will be pretty cool. So we'll see where they go with this.
Is it correct me if I'm wrong, and I can't remember. It's vague, but do you remember the lady Angelica Houston who was something like was kind of like a teacher to John Wick? Remember he went to see her and she was sitting in a classroom or no, she was in a theater. Wasn't there loads of people doing ballet?
Yeah, I think it's that.
Could that be to do with what with the film's talking about?
Yeah, that might be it.
That's random right. Out there. But what I was going to say is one of my favorite scenes in John Wick of all the films, and I know the second one isn't the most popular of the three, even though it's still good, was the end scene, spoilers, of John Wick 2 when he was walking through the park and all the phones were going off, because it was alerted that he's wanted, and all the phones were on. I was like, oh my God. And he started picking up speed, and all of a sudden he had to bomb it, and the camera zoomed out. And as you see him running through the park and everyone just picking up the phone, I was like, that was such a good way it was shot, the way it was filmed, the whole lot. I loved it. But what I was going to say is about this one. In the trailer, it felt like they were trying to say this is it in some way. They were saying, you want out, you want your family, you want this over with. This is what you got to do. This is how it ends, right? But that don't mean it will end, because look at Fast and Furious 10 is coming out soon. I mean, how much more can you make of that? You're going to
it's great, but that's a good example, because Fast and the Furious lost its essence a long time ago. Like when I watched I watched Fast and the Furious, the first one, like 2 years ago or something, and I was like, "Yo, this is such a good movie. Like, how the hell did we deviate to what we have now? Like, I don't get it. Like,
we're talking about stealing VHSs and DVD players, and you're trying to find out who did it. To now they're going to space. Do you know? They're going to space.
Because even though people don't like it, I even like Tokyo Drift. And I like it because I liked it because it stayed within the context of what the film was about.
Yeah.
Like,
it was still grounded to an extent, if you get what I mean. We can't go to the bathroom without our toilet, our cars, and we can't go and see anyone without cars. We're jumping out of airplanes backwards without training with parachutes. You know,
and we're also swinging from airplanes from our cars.
Yeah, that's
don't forget that.
But
I was also a fan of drifting, so that's another reason why I like Tokyo Drift. Drifting, that was like the first introduction to the Western world about drifting, other than like Need for Speed Underground.
Well, I'm saying about John Wick, I hope they don't milk it. And as much as I want to see part 4, and I probably want to see a 5th one, I hope they don't milk it to the point where Fast and Furious, like, it's become even though it's making lots of money, it's become a joke. You know, it's become silly. It just, please don't. I'm hoping.
I can't see this film series becoming a joke. As long as they continue to bring them dope ass fight scenes, the blood, the gore, and all of that, I really think that this film franchise can go on for a while. Now, you might fatigue people with it. You might fatigue people with like, okay, like we're seeing the same thing over and over and over again. John Wick going do, you know, like we're seeing the same thing over. So it's like eventually people might get a little bit fatigued from it. But I think they got at least like 5 solid films and a couple of spinoffs before they should kill it.
Well, all right, I can go with another one. I'm sure because like at the end of the last one, I was like, I want another. So yeah, but there will be a point where I'm like, all right, I don't care anymore. But my question is to you guys out there: do you think John Wick 4 is enough? Do you think they're going to do more? Do you think it's going to be milked, or would you just keep watching the franchise till they do 110? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're watching live, what do you think?
See you all soon, you royal boobs. I can't wait.